Welcome back. Thank you for keeping it at the GTV, and thank you for your comments and your questions. Nasroda is in the house. She will answer each and every question. Remember, you can still continue sending your questions via 0711352883. 0711352883. You can follow us in our social platforms, that is Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, the GTV. The GTV. This is the Afya Leo program. My name is Caroline Bide, and we are talking about teenage pregnancies. Before we went for the break, we were talking about sex education and sex abuse. This sex education, should it be taught to girls and boys, and should it be blank, like mzazi anaambia mtoto, cheki Karo, ukifanya hivi mama na ukifanya hivi hii itatokea. Anaongelesha Brayo, ukifanya hivi na hivi hii itatokea. Should it be kitu kama hiyo, ama ni nini hiyo yenye wanafaa kuambiwa?
Alright. Ni kitu kama hiyo Karo. Although we cannot say everything here, but it is good to explain or rather to give sex education. I told you as early as 2 years. Nowadays children are developing very fast. I don't know whether it's about the lifestyle or the internet. I don't know whether it's technology or not. But bit by bit we introduce our children to sex education through interpreting the parts of the body, interpreting the actions. Then maybe at 5 years and above, you can always speak about sex. You know, many of us parents, we are not able to speak about sex. But when things happen, now we are able to speak. But I would like to encourage us, especially parents, young parents, let us always speak to our boys and girls. Tell them, if you do sex, you can get pregnant, you can get diseases, you can be infected, you can always be depressed because of the repercussions. Let them know as early as possible. So sex education, actually, even before it is taught in school, it should start with the parents or the caretakers. Because now, if you teach your children well at an early stage, they will also be protected or prevented from sexual abuse. Yes. I think I cannot explain everything here, but at least let us basically know how to introduce sex education to our children.
Okay.
Yeah.
And because you work in a government, in a health sector, what are these challenges that come with teenage pregnancies?
Okay. First of all, teenage pregnancy is generally a challenge to the society, to the nation, and even to us in the Ministry of Health, because we want a healthy nation. Yes, we want a socially healthy nation, and we want children who can grow up and become important people in the nation. But what we have realized now is that due to the high rate of teenage pregnancy, remember when girls get pregnant, the boys also are affected in one way or the other, emotionally. And also you realize that most of these pregnancies are also from young boys. So you can imagine the challenge of the nation and the challenge of the society. If we have teenagers getting babies and becoming parents, so we will have so many of young parents. Then, of course, the way the society is, we know that we need to work to raise our economic levels. So as a nation, when we are expecting from a certain society to develop our nation from the society level, now we are coming back to beat the challenges which we would have prevented. So it's a challenge to the nation. It's also a challenge to the health sector, because now as early as 13, 14, 15, this girl who becomes pregnant and she's going to deliver at one time or the other, we are still focusing and seeing we could be meeting some complications. And also the future of this girl, the reproductive future of this girl may be affected. So we need to, actually the government has rolled out a program to educate the girls and also to mentor them through the society and also through the leaders of the society. So in our data, actually, the data that was done last year, I think even our county was among the top with teenage pregnancies. And now this is already a challenge. Yes, because you know where children terminate school, also economically, we will not go very far.
Sure.
But now we are encouraging them to work hard. Even when they get pregnant, I thank the Ministry of Education because they have given them another chance, and therefore we believe that we shall go far.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a question here about age limit. You're saying mtoto akiwa, the question, let me reframe it. Anauliza about age. Kwani at what age should someone get pregnant? Sababu
Okay.
19, unasema 13 na 19, unasema they are not strong.
Okay, let me say our bodies work differently. You can see a girl as young as 9 years getting pregnant, although that is rare. But during our times, girls used to get pregnant after 16 years. But now we have seen cases where girls of 9 years are getting pregnant. So even though we are saying it's 13 and above, actually we are not locking out the younger ones. The body can change at a certain time. The developmental milestone, the development of the brain and the hormonal balancing and imbalancing can cause pregnancy as early as 9 years. So even when we were introducing this, when we were rolling out this education, it is being done to all, not actually 13 and above, but as below as 9, 8, and 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are some of the ways that can be taken, or measures that can be taken to prevent these teenage pregnancies? Okay,
we have many measures, or we have many factors that we can include even to prevent this. First of all, we have talked so much about sexual education. That is one thing that can prevent teenage pregnancies. The other one, the other way is economically, let us build our children to know how the economy is. You know, if you educate your children about the economy and how to cope with the economy, and also the parents are educated, maybe through forums in schools, in barazas, in the churches. Even in the churches, we need to introduce education to our parents. Let our children know that they are not the ones who will build the economy. The economy can be built, it will be built by many people. So do not send your child for financial reasons out, and then they become abused and they come back with effects that you cannot handle. Let us teach our children also how our economy is growing. Let them know that we can start from our family level and build our economy. So the other thing that we can do to prevent that, let us also, some of these things we say because we are medics, but they are not acceptable. But we say that if girls are sexually active, let them be provided with contraceptives, Caro. I know this one will not go well with the audience, but I know that from the reproductive level where I have been and where I sit in the office, I have met girls who are coming for family planning. And now when I consider, or I talk to them, I consider giving them contraception. Instead of letting them go out and become pregnant as early as that. These children are already sexually active. Apart from preaching to them and telling to them the side effects, also I consider giving contraceptives.
But are there effects that come with these contraceptives? Una consider nini ndo umpe hizo contraceptives akikuja huko?
Okay, let's say for example, a girl already went and did sex. Within 1 day or 2, she has come crying. Maybe she was raped, or maybe she did it voluntarily, but what brought her to the hospital or what brought her to me is psychological. Already she's psychologically affected. So during the intercourse, she may not have realized that this thing will affect her. But now afterwards, she comes, she's already psychologically affected. Now she knows, she has been taught somewhere about the effects of sex. And now she has come to me as a health worker who is working in the reproductive health clinic. And now what I do, I start with counseling, and also I talking to her, going with her, working with that girl. And at the end of the day, this girl will need some contraception, because actually we are going to prevent pregnancy. We also want to prevent sexually transmitted infections. We want to prevent HIV. Now, because she's at risk of the three, we start with the most appropriate, the most available, and then we work with her. So in some instances we may not give actually, but there are instances we will give.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's a question that I've been sent here about what's your take on sanitary towels. They are sold, but condoms are provided freely. What's your take on that?
Well, that one is also a factor to consider, because some of these girls, they cannot afford to buy the sanitary pads.
Sure.
So, you know, that is where even sexual abuse will come in, because somebody somewhere will offer to give or to buy or to sponsor for this. Let me say sponsorship ilianza hapa. Because now the girl is desperate, she doesn't afford to buy the pants, to buy some of these upkeeps. And then she falls into the trap of a sponsor or somebody who is willing to give in exchange of sex. And therefore also, that's why the government is also considering that the price of these pants can be lowered as little as possible, or rather it can be eliminated. And I thank God for some of us who are donating these pants, because it is also a way of curbing these teenage pregnancies. Yeah.
Okay. Now, because my director is telling me that we are out of time, can you have a message to a teenager who is out there, maybe pregnant already, or maybe is sexually active, and also talk to the parent who are raising teenagers out there?
So thank you very much. I know our time was short, but I want to take this time to encourage us parents. Please let us bring up our children in love. Let us bond with them. Let us show them the right way. Teach our children as early as possible about the effects of sex. Let them know that sex is there for marriage. And also for them that are already affected, I would like to encourage you that it's not over. At least you have learned something today. Just settle your mind. If you can go back to school, go back to school. Achieve your target, achieve your ambitions. And then to them that are safely or luckily not pregnant, even after having sex, please let us know that doing sex cannot only bring pregnancy, it can also bring HIV and other STIs. So let us always learn more. Let us eager to learn more about teenage, about side effects of sex, about our hormonal factors. I said my name is Rhoda, and thank you so much for watching GTV, then GTV. Thank you, Carol, for inviting me here.
You're welcome.
Maybe you would like to reach me through my number personally, so that we can talk much. My number is 0720 818 994. I'll repeat, 0720 818 994. Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for the discussion. Thank you for keeping in touch. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for the interaction. We are very humbled, and we appreciate your feedback. So this was Afya Leo. Till next time.